The story started when dimensional gates opened up and let creatures from another world called crystal beasts loose on Earth. Regular weapons hardly worked against them, and human society was about to fall apart. A few people woke up with special powers that let them hatch crystal beast eggs and get their own partner crystal beast. These people got called crystal beast tamers, a rare group that everyone looked up to. They had top status and made good money. None of that mattered to Chengxing yet. He woke up confused by something heavy holding him down, not sure if he was stuck in sleep again. He asked when she had climbed on top of him and remembered she was supposed to take the bed while he took the couch. She held on so tight that he worried she might cut him in half by mistake when she woke. Then his little sister's call broke through the fog, and he grumbled about the bad timing. He said hello and asked if it could wait, but her voice made him sit up fast and he said he was coming right over. She stumbled over words and asked what happened with the boss, and he said let him explain. She wondered if his sister was in trouble and said they had to leave now to help her. He noticed she totally ignored that she had just woken up on top of him. Still, he agreed they needed to go now. Meanwhile, Luna told the group to stay back, said her brother Chengxing was coming, and reminded them how strong he was. One of the helpers laughed, not sure if it was really her brother, and said it would not change anything. This would still be his finish, especially since the boss was handling it himself. Han Zhao nodded at Luna, agreed her brother was an okay fighter, but said strength alone meant nothing now. Against his crystal beast, any normal person's try meant nothing. A helper said their boss had official tamer papers from the group. She repeated it, not sure if that meant he really had tamer rights. One helper made fun of her brother as a useless guy with no skill, while another said for sure he could never beat Han Zhao. Then the door opened, and Chengxing walked in. Calling out to Luna, she answered with surprise. A helper said in shock that the guy had really shown up, and the other joked he must be in a hurry to lose. Han Zhao challenged him, said he hurt his men and called him foolish for coming into a tamer area. He gave a smirking idea that if Chengxing wanted to stay safe, he should kneel and beg. Maybe then Han Zhao would let him go. He said he wanted his sister for the next few months and would give her back when tired of her. He added that the other girl looked good too now that he saw her closer. He wondered if Chengxing brought her as a backup. Chengxing punched him in the face. He yelled at him to take his dirty hands off her. Han Zhao fell hard, spitting red. He yelled that Chengxing was nothing but useless trash and asked how he even landed a hit. Then he stopped, realizing the hurt should not feel like that, not from a normal person. Chengxing said his favorite part was seeing trash make that exact shocked face. His body, hundreds of times stronger than a normal human, meant he had no need for a beast. He would handle everything himself. Han Zhao cursed and yelled at the purple crystal snake to finish him. The snake opened its jaws. A beam shot toward Chengxing. Han Zhao said its poison could eat through steel and that Chengxing was done. He had spent a lot to get this beast, but his helper held his face and cried in pain. Han Zhao yelled that crystal beast tamers ruled this world and laughed about finishing off her brother before doing the same to Luna. She could only stand frozen in fear for her brother. Chengxing asked how Han Zhao dared call himself a tamer after forcing control over a bought beast. He said it was time to show a real crystal beast. Han Zhao stepped back shocked and asked when Chengxing had made a contract. Then Lily answered, her voice strong as she said she was following his order. Her face lit up as her shape changed. She said her name was the human-like crystal beast, Royal Class Lily, and asked for okay to punish the bad guys. Han Zhao cursed and asked what kind of beast she was. Not sure if human-like crystal beasts even existed, he told the purple crystal snake to attack and asked what it could fear. He cursed it again and hit it with lightning. Mad that it would not listen, Lily said coldly that he hurt his own crystal beast, marking him as a bad person. She broke the control necklace with perfect aim, the hit as clean as a master strike. Han Zhao yelled at the snake to bite Chengxing to end him. But he said the device was already gone and she did not have to listen anymore. He said she had suffered enough and suggested she make a contract with him instead. His meeting with Lily had woken his hidden gift, making him an official crystal beast tamer. The contract happened. The purple crystal snake paused for a second. The new bond started her human-like change, lighting up with a bright glow. He had the power to turn his contract beasts human-like. She thanked him for saving her and promised to follow his orders, speaking with the trust of a loyal partner. From that moment, she became his partner. So she said he should use her well, and he blinked twice at the size with a confused look mixed with worry. Lily pushed her face too close to his and asked why, calling it rude. But the snake woman gave a direct warning not to get in the way unless she wanted a real show of Fang's power compared to her attitude. Later, the police took Han Zhao and told him to stay still and act right, but he said unless the cuffs came in pink, they could expect pushback. The officer listed the charges: group crime, illegal holding, ending lives, use of a crystal beast. saying he would stay in prison for years with no early release and no room for jokes. She thanked Chungxing again, but he said no thanks was needed. He was only there to save his sister, not to play hero. Then she said the crystal beast came from the black market, and by rules non-tamers could not keep attack-type crystal beasts, which put his case like someone hiding a raccoon with a stick. So she suggested he sign up officially as a crystal beast tamer to make future teamwork easier, and he said he would think about it probably after fixing the current problem of not having a working pen. Later, Luna asked if he had taken in another girl, and Chungxing told her off, saying adult stuff was not her worry, while promising he would take her home, hopefully without extra partners or court issues. Once they got back, Chungxing learned that official tamers got better pay and did not have to live in bad small places, though the written test sounded like a paperwork pain, like doing laundry and taxes. Meanwhile, Lily had finished eating, but still said she was not full, making him doubt and quietly admit her eating broke normal rules. She said awkwardly that maybe she had just felt extra hungry lately, maybe from upcoming growth, which looked a lot like a game upgrade start. Chungxing thought about what shape she might take once grown, mostly hoping it would not mean 3 times the food cost. He decided the tamer test was now a must, not for fame or license extras, but because she needed snacks to grow. Then the crystal snake spoke up and when asked said no hunger, but pointed out he had given Lily a name, so fairness meant one for her too. Since nameless ones rarely got good stories, he thought of calling her Snake by type, then changed to Fizz, to which she said he was her favorite, just above food and the fun of payback. Later, he contacted Officer, said he had decided to take the Crystal Beast Tamer exam, and she said it was perfect timing since a beginner test was set for next week. Good for everyone. She offered to send the study stuff and told him to learn them well if he wanted a sure pass, and he said he was counting on her for that, making her agree if he helped her a few more times later, hopefully with no arrest notes. A few days later, Chungxing got to the test place. The written exam ended. He turned in his papers. Next was the hands-on part, better known as the part where action usually started. He thought the written part was easy for the hands-on test. Showing his human form Crystal Beast still felt too soon, so he chose to have Fizz fight in snake form, keeping his best card hidden like a smart main character. Suddenly, a beast dropped from above. Feeling the coming danger, he warned Fizz. Jiang Xinling then said the bird was hers. She told him not to fight back. She said sorry, explained it was new and still not listening well, offered another apology for the mess. He said he saw it was hers and told her to let it go, brushing it off, and she said her name as a fellow test taker, making him give his name. She said good luck to both of them. As she walked away, she told her Crystal Beast not to rush at every snake it saw. And another tester said he knew the bird from the Crystal Beast guidebook, a rare type, maybe with a small fan group. Later, the examiner called for tester number 27, Chungxing, told him to get in place and explain the goal to beat the opponent in time, with loss if his beast went down. His opponent had the beast-type Crystal Beast Windling, listed as soldier class. One examiner said that this guy got the bad match, while another said a purple snake against a bird looked less like a fight and more like mealtime. At that, Chungxing gave the start signal and told Fizz to shoot a poison blast and bring it down. The wind was dodging easy. An examiner said that was a normal new guy move to rush, while another said this match did not look good for the snake side. Suddenly, the Windling's wings lit with power, and Fizz fell. The bird dove in to end it. Chungxing told Fizz to strike now. Unexpectedly, Fizz opened its jaws, making the Windling stop in the air. Then the snake wrapped tight and bit into the open neck. The host called the move his plan, and an examiner said it was a simple idea, but for a beginner, not bad. The snake's smart fake added surprise, playing down to set up a poison trap. Classic fake out with extra poison. Chungxing passed the test and finished the hands-on part, casually saying it was not too hard and guessing being a tamer might not be so bad. Knowing lines like that usually started trouble. He saw the girl from earlier still going and waited to watch her beast work. She told her divine beast type, Crystal Beast, Ice Crystal Phoenix, to send an ice crystal attack. The beast type Crystal Beast, Red Spotted Leopard, fell right away. The host said of its loss and confirmed Xinling's successful pass. Then the supposed down leopard got up again, and Chungxing saw something wrong with how it acted, wondering if this was part of the test or just a very upset leopard. It rushed an attack toward Xinling. Not knowing the danger, she stood smiling. Lily blocked the hit before it could land. At that moment, Chungxing tried to figure her quick move, half expecting her to yell something cool before fighting back. Lily got pushed back and said the beast had the crazy strong power of a tough fighter mid-stance. Then the beast went for Xinling again. Chungxing asked what she was spacing out for. She blinked like she only just saw he was there, so he pushed her down and just cleared the beast's hit. Lily said it was hard handling it alone and said she needed help from Chungxing and Fizz. Chungxing agreed and told them to move under his lead, suggesting they fight as a team. Its shape looked off, like it had totally lost control into a wild rage state. Meanwhile, Xinling said the red-spotted leopard went wild from clashing with her, so they had to step in too. Chungxing told Fizz to shoot a poison blast. The beast staggered. Poison splashed across its eyes. Chengxing said it was her chance, and she said she was on it. She quickly pushed her weapon straight into the beast's core. Chengxing said the fight was over. Without warning, the examiners got there, and one checked if Xinling was okay, while another gave a shy sorry for being late and said she almost got badly hurt. But Xinling waved it off and said she had something to settle with him. Though a guard brought up worry about how the crystal beasts used for testing, all raised by their own team, could suddenly lose control. Meanwhile, the head examiner, Kei Yang, said her name and praised his quick reaction, telling him no need to be so tense. So he said hello properly. She quietly thought if Lily might be the rumored human-like crystal beast and decided to check her later. She later said that the tools would soon show the newest data. She said she had never met a human-like crystal beast like this before, so he asked if any others even existed in the world. She said she could not confirm that, but the group had never recorded such a case. She turned on the beast capsule. A beast came out, and she explained that her 7 tails had already reached a near-human form, but still could not match him. She added that the 7 tails seemed to really like him, and joked that maybe he was extra likable, so maybe the odd one was not Lily but him. Then he turned to Fizz and checked if she felt odd. He asked why her body had started to glow. He realized she had gone through growth matching the data pattern. Kei Yang explained that she had gained XP through battle and grown from it. Based on checked research, crystal beasts grew through built-up battle experience, though the ways were not set, so the same types could grow differently. Lily wondered why she had not grown despite beating plenty of foes before, and Kei Yang guessed she might be a special case since some naturally strong crystal beasts needed way more experience to level up, pointing to that ice crystal phoenix acting like a wild mix from a tough story. Grown crystal beasts were usually kept in crystal beast capsules. Chengxing said he already knew that, but the capsules cost too much for him. So she said once he officially became a crystal beast master, he would get deals, but for now she would give him a few. Chengxing turned on the capsule for Fizz. He said that sure made things easier. Lily right away said no to getting put in a capsule and turned down the whole idea, and he said no one planned to force her in. Kei Yang said that the written test results were out and said congrats to him on officially becoming a junior crystal beast master. She also expressed her interest in human-like crystal beasts and invited him to visit the lab often if he brought her more human-like crystal beast examples. She promised a reward and he thought about it. As they left the test hall, Chengxing cheered finally getting official crystal beast master status, adding that now the league would give monthly help so basic living would not be a problem anymore. Out of nowhere, Xinling showed up and said that he finally came out, and he inside wondered why she was still there when she had finished way before. So she explained she waited for him the whole time since he saved her, and she never got to thank him. Her show today had been awkward, and her family rule was to pay back kindness, so she pushed him to name his want and promised to do it as long as it was not too much. He thought about asking for endless money, and if she could raise beasts like that, maybe she really was rich. So maybe staying close to her would not be bad. So he suggested they just be friends for now. She turned bright red and thought he was asking her to be his girlfriend. She ran off and yelled that she would think it over and give her answer next time. Night came and it was time to rest again. Chengxing thought about why the crystal beast in the exam went wild and who that top figure Kei Yang really was. He dropped the thought and decided to just sleep. Suddenly Fizz said that she wanted to sleep beside him too, already glowing a bit with the warm feel of a shy affection burst. The voice told her to wake, to open her eyes and start the path to leadership. Echoing the same order once heard behind the third gate of truth during the big pancake flip, she asked for the meaning of becoming a leader and the path it needed, getting the answer that she must find the 12 helpers, get the 7 good traits, and then the road to leadership would open on its own, ending in her rule over the entire crystal beast world. Later that morning, she said she dreamed of such a thing, and Chengxing thought over the idea of the road to becoming a leader. He remembered that when he had first picked her up, some voice seemed to whisper something about helping her become leader or something like that. He then laughed at the idea, asking what kind of leader she could be like that, maybe a leader of eating. Later that day, they got to the Crystal Beast Master Association branch. They went into the building. Lily asked about the place, and Chengxing explained that it was the local branch of the Crystal Beast Master Association, where junior Crystal Beast Masters worked to make money. Deals and spending inside needed the association's special contribution points. The receptionist welcomed them into the building and asked if he planned to shop, train, or take a job. He asked for info about current jobs. She listed job 1 as picking herbs from a forest control area where Crystal Beast had shown up with 5 contribution points per herb. Job 2 was getting an insect crystal beast out of someone's home for 50 contribution points. Job 3 was a guard spot in the underground mine area for 20 contribution points per day. He said the reward seemed low, but she explained that new tasks had a lot of competition. He pointed to job 4 and asked why its reward was so high if no one wanted it. She said it came from Kei Yang and that anything linked to her brought bad luck, which scared people away even with the good pay. People liked safer jobs with less pay. He thought the whole thing was silly. He took the task anyway, half for curiosity about how bad luck could get, and half because he already had links to Kei Yang and figured a little more ode made no difference. Later in the White Pine Forest, Lily said they had reached the set area, though the forest went on forever. Chungsing agreed and asked if after beating so many wild crystal beasts, she felt any push to grow. She said she did not and even felt a bit bad. Then the Warcraft-type crystal beast, Two Tails, came out from the brush, and she said it was their job target. Chungsing took out his beast capsule and told it not to fight back, just to follow. Lily said it got away and blamed him for being too scary, making Chungsing tell her to chase it. Moments later, he lost sight of her and wondered where the Two Tails had gone. Then, a voice said that it had been too easy. He asked who was there. The man showed himself, saying his luck had worked with the rare beast walking into his trap, and now he would give it to his group, where it would get a good black market price. Chungsing saw Fizz getting restless, and remembered she had come from the black market and gone to Hanjiao, which seemed like more than chance. Suddenly the man yelled at whoever was hiding, and told them to come out mad at the listening and saying he was part of the dark group, calling his Warcraft-type crystal beast Poisonous Spider. Chungsing stepped out and said he had heard the whole plan, saying the man planned to sell the beast again on the black market, and calling the dark group a stealing gang. The man asked what kind of rare beast it was, then told his spider to use its silk skill. Chungsing reacted and told Fizz to stay clear of the clash. The man asked how well she could hide, bragging about his supply of spider silk. Fizz got caught quickly. The man bragged, saying that the crystal beast was stuck and telling a spider to hit with its fangs. He warned that one bite would leave the target out cold and helpless. Chungsing gave Fizz the order to turn on the eye of the snake, a banned move once locked away by the 12 zodiac pillars. She did it. The spider froze mid-attack. The man asked what had just happened. He then warned not to cheer too soon, saying that both beasts were now stuck, but he still had ways to turn it around. Fizz's tail shot forward. Chungsing asked his smarts to only tie Fizz's upper body while leaving the tail free. He told Fizz to hold the spider and pointed out the switch with a joke, then looked through the man's things. He found an energy beast crystal known to boost experience a lot after eating, valued at no less than 500 contribution points inside the association. There was also a shady potion. He passed on both, liking to let the association deal with it since finishing the job by bringing back Two Tails would be enough. Lei came back suddenly. Chungsing said with relief and asked where she had been. She told him to run. Then the six-winged officer of the Dark Brigade, Queen Bee, showed up, asking if he was the master of the special human-like crystal beast. She said that the plan had clearly changed, so first they would take him out, then take her. Her shadow already set in the shape of a sad family story. Chungsing said if she had been the one to hit Lily, noting she seemed like those he had already beaten, and Lily warned him to stay sharp because the girl had huge power. Queen Bee changed plans, saying instead of catching the crystal beast, they took him out and told the Stinger Bee to launch an explosion and release 1,000 needle attacks. A bunch of needles tore through Fizz, making Chungsing worry right away. Even so, Queen Bee said to keep firing, sending the attack toward the crystal beast's tamer. Chungsing ducked and asked if she really meant to hit the tamer. She asked what exactly surprised him, saying that they were part of a bad group, not a sports team, and asked if he had thought this was friendly practice. Without wait, she told the bee to bring him down, but when the Stinger Bee fell, she asked for a reason. Fizz said she was never one to go down so easy. Chungsing said her work is quite a nice job. Queen Bee passed it off, calling him brave, but saying that her Stinger Bee was knight rank and his weak trick had been easy to avoid. Then she asked to know what had just happened, seeing that even the caught two-tailed crystal beast had vanished. Chungsing checked Fizz's state, saying she could not fight like this, and that the woman's Stinger Bee was a real danger, needing a solid plan to counter. He then turned toward Lily and asked about her odd actions. She said he carried a known scent, the same as that woman's, and figured she must have left it on him to follow their moves. So she decided to leave, warning herself to stay away from another trap, but paused over the job. He explained that the coming fight would be tough, and he could not keep himself hidden, nor could he risk the job for one goal, which she understood. He then showed a stash of supplies, including energy boost crystals for the beasts, telling stories that one alone could grow a baby's crystal growth. She now planned to eat them all, stopping short to check if she really should. Meanwhile, Queen Bee said that his hiding was no use as her scent marked him and his spot was clear. Later, Chungsing checked if she felt close to growing, and she said to be feeling full and needing to digest, which left him unsure if a start part was still missing. Suddenly, a storm of stingers came down. They took the hit, unable to fight back. Queen Bee said that his hiding game had ended. Lily stepped forward and asked for mercy on his behalf, offering herself without fight, saying her loyalty as a human-like crystal beast, but warned that taking only her would leave him sad. She suggested a quick end, saying they simply take him out now. Lily blamed herself, thinking her no help forced him to always guard her, and now, when it mattered, she could do nothing, though if she grew, they would no longer be a danger. Right then, Queen Bee turned at a sudden sound and asked what it was. Lily changed and told them to let him go right away. Chengxing reacted with shock, seeing that she had grown. The human-like crystal beast, royal class Lily, had gone up to apprentice knight. Queen Bee asked if she really thought growth alone would change the result, saying that he still stayed in her hold and told her to drop her weapon or lose her master. But Lily showed her new skill, red dragon's blood, letting out crystal beast energy with each breath, and she turned on her aura of weakness to lower the enemy's skills. Queen Bee said it outrageous, shocked that just being there had shaken her. Chengxing said the timing was perfect and told her to hit. Queen Bee gave a quick order to hold her down and send another bunch of explosive needles, but Lily stood her ground without moving. Queen Bee figured that her strength had jumped far past normal growth, reaching a power most beasts needed 2 full ranks to get. In a fast move, Lily burned the bee with her king's flames. Even then, Queen Bee warned her not to get cocky, as she had more than one crystal beast. But then a wave of fear hit her. At that moment, she felt real fear. The 2-tailed beast had come back with backup, coming down with the serious feel of a big dark event. Despite that, she still laughed it off and passed their thought that adding one more wild crystal beast to their side would give them a shot against her, using the exact feel of saying win with half the cards still missing. She told them to remember this day, promising to even the score next time. Chengxing asked if that was it. Just scared off like that. He said that as far as bad guys go, that show leaned to shy full-on style from the detective agency levels of self-hurt flair. Suddenly, the beast stepped closer, getting his attention. Lily explained that he had saved a child from its tribe, so it felt thankful and wanted to invite him as a guest, and he asked if she could really understand it, to which she said that she could get the general idea. Then she asked if they were going, and he said to let them follow since the invite felt real. Besides, visiting a crystal beast tribe was a rare shot, and they might find something unexpected. Later, Chengxing asked if this was the area of the fox demon tribe. They got to a huge statue. He said he had not expected such a hidden spot, and said it was not even on the association's map. A pack of wolves came out, and he wondered what was going on since the crystal beast did not seem happy. And Lily explained that due to the bad people they had met earlier, the tribe stayed careful of humans. Suddenly, the huge wolf burst in anger. It howled and power came from it. Chengxing said that the 5-tail was guarding them, and Lily said yes, explaining that the 5-tail said this place was holy ground where they could rest. However, they were not allowed to go near the inner holy stone, which was the form of their ancestor since careless nearness could bring a curse. And he said that was okay because he had no interest in messing with cursed items. However, Lily said that the holy stone felt as if it were calling to her. At once, her body was pulled toward it. Chengxing ran after her. She felt a jolt of surprise when the statue started to change. The woman knew the long-lost feeling, and said she had not expected to see a child of the red dragon this time. Chengxing asked if she was the ancestor of the 9-tail crystal beasts. While Lily wondered if she really knew her family line, she said her name as the starter of the 9-tail tribe, and told them to call her Amaterasu. Thousands of years ago, the crystal beast world had once followed a king of the red dragons. Though that king had fallen long ago, she carried the same red dragon feel as it once had, and Chengxing thought about how many years she had seen. Then Amaterasu said that although Lily had the same type traits and could use the holy sword and control dragonfire like that king, her power was too weak, likely making her just a child with a bit of the bloodline. Yet Chengxing said that even if Lily was weak now, she would get stronger under her help, even if her current feel wobbled between low joke level and the dark brand of raw sadness. On that note, she apparently had dreams about becoming a king. So he asked if Amaterasu had heard of any prophecy like that. Amaterasu told a story about the king's return in the far future, though she passed it as just a tale. Still, this little girl who looked like humans got her interest, so she should take the sword. It was the Torrent Sword, a Lord-level crystal beast item. Though broken, it let water-type moves while carried and boosted their power by 1.5 times. Lily asked if she really had the right to use such a valuable weapon. Amaterasu said that the sword was already far from its best and no use to keep, so she should see it as a bet toward a future king. After that king's fall, 10 divine swords for the elements had spread across the world. One of them seemed to be in the city she lived in, so he should try hard to find it as she would now go back to sleep. Chengxing watched her fade, but said that if her words were true, finding the divine swords and their knights would help Lily get stronger. Meanwhile, Lily held the sword. Its spirit came out, so Lily said surprise as it floated above her. It right away pulled her into the air, making her call for his help, calling the zero-gravity chaos of a wild ritual completely off the rules. Chung told her forward, passing her fear. She carried the bloodline of a king marked by the red dragon, and using this bit of power should be natural. It ran through her veins, waiting to be joined with, learned, and bent to her will. Facing the dragon without moving, moving counted as the normal start to breaking fate's hold in any good story arc. She said that the torrent sword must give in. The dragon answered with a roar, then challenged her to prove her strength. She met that challenge without pause. What followed was a sword beam cutting the sky clean open, thrown with the kind of ease usually for a main character. Halfway through a power-up change, Amaterasu watched her quick control over the torrent sword, seeing her breakthrough into the higher-tier force known as the power of Yamada no Orochi. A rare moment of wrong guess, perhaps. She thought again if the girl was not a side child, but a direct child of the king himself. Meanwhile, Chengxing showed a way to the red dragon's power in a way fitting not just a helper of the king, but both a helper and a beast tamer combined. Soon after, the wolves bowed before Lily. She asked their reason, and Chengxing said that they seemed to be kneeling to her, which meant the expected moment to let them stand. Covered in the clear feel of a classic otherworld leader crowning, Fivetail said that the ancestor had accepted her. From that moment on, they would be honored guests of the tribe. It also happened to be their tribe's most holy growth night, and as a mark of best respect, they were invited to watch it. The food alone had her mouth watering, proving that even growth rituals hit better with good snacks in hand. That night, the wolves howled into the full moon. Chengxing asked about the meaning behind it, and Lily explained that during the full moon, the younger ones would take in moonlight to start their growth. At that same moment, Two-Tail grew bigger and added a new tail. Its power jumped, pulling the pack's attention. Lily set its growth into Three-Tail, and shared that it now wanted to go adventuring with him. However, Five-Tail gave it a cold reminder not to get too sure. Growing into 3 tails still left it not ready for life with humans. Chengxing asked if it wanted to be his partner and promised to wait for it, so when it grew enough, it should find him, and they would travel together. Afterward, he called for Lily and suggested leaving under the cover of darkness, but Amaterasu stopped him. She suddenly remembered something important she had yet to give him. Blaming forget on age, she finally caught up and gave him a piece of the killing stone. With this, the Fox Demon tribe would accept him as one of their own. It carried other hidden effects too, which he would need to find himself. Then she said she would really rest this time. He checked again, asking her to be sure she had not forgotten anything else. As they said goodbye, Chengxing thought that the whole thing had been wildly unexpected. Between Lily's divine sword, the killing stone piece, and the possible link with Three-Tail, he could not help but think one last thought about what Three-Tail's human form might look like. The cute partner fantasy now fully started. By the next morning, he stood inside Kei Yang's Crystal Beast research lab, telling the whole strange chain of events. Despite everything, they still had not caught Two-Tail. So by normal rules, the job was a failure. She passed that aside completely. The data he brought on Amaterasu and the Killing Stone had way more value than one creature, and she said this counted as way over goal. Extra contribution points were coming, more satisfying than any flashy top reward screen. He kept the prophecy to himself for now, but decided to test the waters. He asked if the association had heard of anything about the Knights of the Crystal Beast World or Divine Swords. Kei Yang said the Knights meant nothing to her since her research focused on the Fox Demon tribe. However, the Divine Swords had come up before. Beast Tamers had vanished during big contests, only to show up days later with no memory of what happened. The only trace left behind was a faint memory of a burning demonic sword. That night, Chengxing turned the words over in his head, thinking if this burning sword was the same divine sword Amaterasu had talked about. Fizz showed up without warning, making him ask the reason for her sudden entrance. She said it was time for some training. With Lily now having high-level gear, she had likely gotten a big power boost. And Fizz had no plan to fall behind, but Lily said she could not hold it back, which coming from someone handling power control like volcano bursts, barely got close to right. She stepped into view too, making a worried call from him, though she passed it off with a calm down, saying she had only gotten a little wet. Controlling water flow was much harder than fire, but he reminded her not to, pushed too hard and said she was already doing great. Recent comment from Kei Yang came back to his mind about beast tamers disappearing, and he thought if those vanishings had all happened mid-fight, if he planned to look into it more, he would need a practice partner, not one who treated every match like the end of a robot show. Elsewhere, Jinling ran into Chengxing. She steadied herself, thinking that it was just dating him and she should stay calm. Chengxing saw her and said something about their surprise meetup, wondering what brought her there. He explained that he was just looking for a partner for a beast fight and met her by chance, which nicely matched the kind of forced setup a shy lead might say before starting a boss party. He then asked if she had time to practice. She said it was the perfect chance since her beast Xiaofeng had just grown and needed a real test. She called her night class Phantom Beast, Frostfire Phoenix. Chengxing said the quick change with the Ice Phoenix, now reborn as a Divine Phoenix. It's coming alone, dropping the air temperature by 10 degrees. They had faced night-tier foes before, so Lily should stay calm and ready, and she said she understood. Xinling right away told Frostfire Phoenix to start with Frozen Silence Coffin, trapping Lily in a way more showy than a tough finisher. Chengxing thought if Xinling was on purpose, hiding her full strength behind a shy front, only to lead with her strongest move. Anyway, even so, the attack did not have the power to hold Lily. He gave the order to break the ice, and she did it. What followed was the release of her king's flame. Shinling said the hot intensity. Seeing his recent gains since their last practice, he matched her step up. And Lily was called to push the attack too. The rhythm of their clash now felt less like a casual match and more a full main fighter showdown. Blast fire met Genesis in a rough element crash. A thing flickered into view, making a question from Chengxing on what it was. He guessed it might be the rumored portal and checked if she felt anything. She said a pull inside it, oddly like what she had felt from the killing stone. He said their path and decided they would go in. The portal vanished behind them. Shinling left behind, said confusion over where they had gone. On the other side, Chengxing looked around and asked if this place still counted as Earth. The portal had started way too easy, barely into the fight. If that kept happening, beast tamers might end up stuck without warning. Lily guessed it might not be random. She explained the secret realm itself seemed to be calling them, and she knew it for sure, giving off the kind of future warning feel that marked the start of a final part. A ghost fire drifted from the lava, and Chengxing saw its clear plan to lead them somewhere. It pointed toward a doorway, meaning the realm's master waited beyond. Lily read the writing, saying they were about to enter the abyss of eternal resentment. He asked her how to read the letters, and she said she could read them but could not get their meaning. He guessed it might link to the Red Dragon King and his knight, and decided that going deeper could show the truth. A group of fire salamanders suddenly showed up. One opened its jaws, and Lily gave the warning to stay sharp. He should leave it to her. Then Chengxing saw the changes on her body. She explained this was the power given by the Torrent Sword, showing traits of the horse-headed, fish-tailed beast. So now she could fight using the Torrent Sword. He saw this was her first time fighting with the Torrent Sword, and she already reached this level, which he found crazy. Honestly, the fast run from new to boss level felt straight out of a training story part. But the salamanders ran, and she said she was not done yet, so they should not even think about running. Yet he told her to wait and not chase. Even so, she promised that anyone who hurt him would not be forgiven. And Aerith agreed, saying that anyone who hurt the one she loved must be completely taken care of. Another complained about the pain, while another said she could not breathe. On the other hand, a beast gave credit to the power of the Holy Sword for waking the fight instincts of the beings in the secret realm. Explaining this was how he became so strong. However, it was so noisy and I was surprised by the mist, saying this was the power of another Holy Sword. The user of the Holy Sword had entered the secret realm, but the payback was not complete, and it would never give up the power of the Holy Sword. The humans who hurt them must pay the price. Meanwhile, multiple beast tamers lay on the ground. Another beast tamer, badly hurt as stingers went through him, said the attack was a sneaky hit, saying that if she had not surprised him, there was no way he would have lost to an old lady like her. Someone clearly missed the part on how to not make the queen mad. Queen Bee asked if he had just called her an old lady, and a ghost said that he did, adding she was just a no-charm leftover woman. Even if someone gave him junk like her for free, he would not even take it. But she cut in, complaining about the noise and telling him to be quiet already. Then she lashed out and ended the beast tamer's life. She said she was not even 30 yet, asking how she could be an old lady, and wondering why all her blind dates left her after just one meeting. He explained it was because none of them wanted her. At the same time, Chengxing breathed hard, saying that Lily ran way too fast and this place was so hot it was making him nuts. Suddenly, Queen Bee said they met again, and he right away remembered her voice. She told him he was a man, so he should answer her since she was asking something. And he realized that Lily ran off who knows where, and Fizz alone could not handle her beast, which was bad. Still, he asked what she was even asking and wondered what was going on because she seemed kind of off too. Honestly, it felt less like a fight area and more like he had walked into a sad dating game path. Then she wondered if as a woman she was really that unattractive. She was almost 30 and had not dated once. Finally, she met a decent match but got turned down because of a job. And just now someone even said no one would ever want her. He asked who said that since she was clearly very charming, and she asked if he meant it while he decided to just go with it for now and play along until Lily came back. She said it tasted nice taste, and he told her to just call him Chengxing. But then Lily came and asked what was even happening right now. She asked what he was doing since she was the enemy. She asked what she was trying to do to him just now, and Queen Bee said what it was to her and if she liked Chengxing as well. Lily stumbled that she did not. Pressed against her chest, Chengxing told her to calm down. Pretty awkward spot for a love triangle to start given the mess in the background. Unexpectedly, the dark underworld group Sky King Officer Razor cut in, asking what she was doing here and if she had found the Holy Sword. Lily quickly saved Chengxing as the end saucer flew their way and split a mountain in half. Then he moved forward. It looked like he would have to clean up this mess for Queen Bee. Chengxing explained that he had been the one making her work extra. So, the reason she did not even have time to date was a group that took away happiness like this. yet she still felt the need to stay with them. Still, Razor said she would never turn on the group, so trying to get him mad would be no use. Since their group paid really well, he told Twin Blade Mantis to crush them. It jumped with crazy speed, but Lily blocked the hit, probably using her inner tough guard. Her hand shook, so he warned this was not good because her strength could not match the opponent. He thought that money was not everything since it could not buy the love she really wanted. And Aerith said that he smelled of fear. Razor said that he was a stubborn pest and told Twin Blade Mantis to turn on the power boost and cut him apart. Lily was completely overpowered and sent backward, easily winning like a side character. 5 parts away from the forced end, Changxing got worried as the ghost said he was done, and this was the end. Razor said yes and told the Mantis to send the steel blade slash. Lily felt helpless against it, but Fizz burst in before her. Normal surprise helps the unit show entrance complete with shine. She stopped the attack, though the hit almost got her. A ghost said the fight back was no use, and they would all be taken out, but he asked where that annoying voice even came from. Razor groaned that Changxing was such a pain and asked why she was just standing there and if she had really turned on them. While Aerith wondered if talking her over was even possible, Changxing said that money could be made again. But once youth and beauty went away, they were gone. So did she really want to live without ever knowing love? He tried hard to find something good to say before it was too late, and a ghost said that everyone's lives now hung in his hands. While another muttered, they might as well give up, and if they ended, whatever. Real helpful crowd, those guys. Razor said that with enough money, she could get any man she wanted, but Changxing said no, as not real love. He could not stand to watch her waste her best years and miss out on the love meant for her. Mad, Razor told Twin Blade Mantis to take him out first. Lily and Fizz got tense with worry. Then Queen Bee's group of explosive needles rained down on the Mantis, proving once again that every team needed a surprise attack unit. Razor pulled back at the change. Queen Bee then asked if he could be her true love, and he said that he would not mind. Lily and Fizz stood shocked by the show. Razor called her a no-brain woman and said that today he was doing some team cleaning. Queen Bee warned that it was too dangerous here, told him to go hide for now, and told Stinger Bee to send Needle Dance. Razor laughed at the cheap moves as he told Twin Blade Mantis to change into Twin Blade style form too. Meanwhile, Changxing checked if she was okay, and Lily said normal after the fight check. Then he saw that Queen Bee clearly was not matching the enemy, so he asked if she could call on the power of the Torrent Sword, and she said she could, but needed a moment. The Mantis stayed unstoppable, and right away crushed the Stinger Bee. Razor pointed at her next and promised she would pay for her turn, but Changxing said no to letting this go on. Lily had gathered the Torrent Sword's power. She sent a vortex force. Razor was thrown through the air, promising he would come back. While Queen Bee complained about being caught in the blast, someone clearly had not turned off a friendly hit, asking if he really just hit his own team. Fizz grumbled that he was meant for leaving her to talk with Lily and some other girl, so now she felt lonely, while Lily pouted that he was worrying about the enemy instead of focusing on her, calling him a big dummy. Fizz told him to come cuddle with her while Lily asked him to look only at her. Changxing blinked in confusion, wondering what was going on and why they were saying such odd things, guessing that maybe they were also hearing that weird voice. Then a ghost said that good girls were throwing themselves at him. So how long would he keep acting noble, while another said they should just enjoy the moment? Nearby, a beast muttered that they should give in to want and quietly fade away. Caught in between, he told them to calm down. They were surrounded by a bunch of female ghosts. Fizz said that even at a time like this, he was still thinking about other women. A classic main character move if there ever was one. Suddenly, the Torrent Sword glowed. It said that now only he could protect their king. He was surprised to hear its voice again, but the Black Hound walked forward. Then it fired a beam toward him, but it got startled. The power of the Torrent Sword blocked its attack, pulling a full tough wall of pride and stand. At the same time, Changxing held the sword. He asked what was going on, and if he could use the Torrent Sword's power too. All of a sudden, a group of ghosts launched toward them from behind. However, one slash took care of them all, and not even top fighters get that kind of clean win. Torrent explained that when the Holy Sword was held by a king, it became a sword of kings, and when held by a knight, it became a sword of protection. So anyone seen worthy could use its power, and Changxing realized it was telling him to protect Lily. Then he asked if she was okay. Unexpectedly, Luna showed up. He was surprised when he heard her. She wondered why he would not come save her, adding that if it were not for Lily, she would not have ended up like this. But the Torrent Sword told him to snap out of it, warning that if even he, the most level-headed one, fell under the spell, they were completely done, basically calling him the smart helper of the group. Changxing's eyes opened wide. He decided that the Black Hound tricked him by pretending to be Luna. So, it was the one behind all this. But the Black Hound right away attacked. He said it was the one who had just tricked Lily and Fizz too. The Black Hound did not answer and attacked again, but a barrier blocked it, standing firm like a strong circle with family issues built in. He wondered why it was getting stronger and stronger, together and if it could take his feelings as power. Fizz got clear again and swung her tail. Lily came around too and saved him. She asked if he was all right, and he asked if she was okay now, and she explained it was all thanks to her cleanup skill. The Black Hound said that as a crystal beast to have such a strong want to protect humans was impossible. Chung realized it could turn feelings into power, so during the fight they must keep a calm mind, and they agreed. Not that calm ever lasts long in stories. At the same time, they attacked the Black Hound. He told Fizz to use poison mist to cover Lily. At the same time, she jumped ahead, but Chung warned she should watch out. A bright light flashed as the Black Hound sent its beam to her. Suddenly, the Black Hound's holy sword said its only goal was to protect the king, refusing to let its power be turned against him. This stopped the Black Hound mid-attack, leaving it shocked. Chung told her to take the chance. She caught the torrent sword and sent the torrent's secret art, Azure Abyss Slash. A surge of energy went through the Black Hound as shockwaves spread out. The beast fell, beaten. The torrent sword called it the Angry Holy Sword. Still as stubborn as ever, Lily said it was yet another holy sword, one that could easily be called the Sassy of Blades, giving off anger and high-up feel. Angry Holy Sword said sorry for its rudeness, explaining it could not yet give her its power due to an unfinished job. Meanwhile, Fizz asked what they should do about the Black Hound, and Chung said its true form was surprisingly small, then asked if it was female. Suddenly, the Angry Holy Sword cut in front of Fizz, and she said in the strong heat. The sword explained that she had kind of passed the test by beating the Black Hound and promised to lend her its power for her. Payback. Torrent Sword called it a jerk and said it was bad for going against the king's order. While Lily wondered about its real plans, high talks over sword loyalty went on as the world fell apart around them. An angry sword went into Fizz's body, asking to borrow it short. Maybe it had been too spoiled. Turning on the king meant it had chosen an end. The angry sword said that a knight's promise must be kept, so it would fight back. Unworthy as it was, Torrent Sword made fun of the Turner's bold talk. Chung said the realm was falling now that its master had fallen. They needed to stop the clash quickly as the space would not last much longer, making Lily tell to step in right away. Still, she was helpless. Chung warned against using another's body. Even swords were taking host now, and the realm gave no break. Torrent Sword, not letting it use Fizz, forced the split. She lost awareness and Chung caught her. Angry Sword said she had found someone reliable, while Fizz muttered something had bit her tail. Then Angry Sword explained the Black Hound's people were being hurt by a human group and promised to gather strength to save them. Lily reacted to the news of crystal beasts being hunted. The sword asked for okay, having already found the enemy's base and promised to return soon. Meanwhile, Fizz told Chung to check her hurting tail, saying only his kiss could fix it, though he calmly said that hurt clearly was not from the fight. Chung acting like a detective in the middle of a tail check. He guessed the group responsible might be the Dark Underworld group, and Angry Sword said yes, adding it had already found their main base, so Chung decided to join the job. At once, Lily and Fizz asked if he had really fallen for that leader from the Dark Underworld group. He said that Fizz had been sold to the black market because of them, making their end part of her payback too. She felt touched and quietly thanked him. Lily said she would join too, saying her own score had yet to be settled. Wrathful said that although the Black Hound had suffered a lot at human hands, she had nowhere to go once her payback was done. So she should stay with him, and she agreed. Then, it said the secret realm would now break apart and they would all be sent home. Morning came. Chung checked if the wrathful holy sword was awake. He made a small meal. The Black Hound could eat a peace deal sealed with Breakfast Peak story fix. He froze upon seeing her and asked to know her name, why she had broken into his house, and how she managed to skip clothes entirely. Wrathful Sword said she had no idea either, explaining that once he calmed the Black Hound, she ended up like that, hinting that he might be walking around with extra power. She said she felt rested and ready to keep the promise, though he warned her against using bad close techniques while unclothed. She nodded in seeming understanding, making him ask her what exactly she thought she had understood. Starting an inside worry spin and full social panic, she said the body felt good and thought out loud about starting basic human feelings, though he warned her against casually taking someone in a bodysuit. She asked if the Black Hound might have had similar wants, which stopped his brain with a big error. Without warning, she grabbed his chest, starting a quick flinch. He asked to know what she was doing, voice landing somewhere between holding back and showing disbelief. She explained that canines left scent on what they liked, calling it affection and saying it as clear area marking. She added, they should step things up, probably forgetting this was not a comic plot. Meanwhile, Shinling wondered why Chung was taking so long with the food delivery, hoping he had not gotten himself taken or grabbed by weirdos again. She let out relief after finding his house, since the range of possible nonsense otherwise had no end. She said that while he was clearly dating her, he somehow ended up living with another girl, saying the line like it belonged in a school drama. She pushed the door open with the energy of a romance show high point. Inside, Chungxing tried to stop Wrath Holy Sword, but she told him off for acting shy at his age and said to check things. Xinling stepped back at the mess and asked them over what exactly they were doing in the space gap. Later, Lily set a no-taking rule on the Black Hound's body. Fizz said on the levels of no shame a girl could reach, and Xinling complained that Wrathful Sword somehow got in first, despite being the new one. Wrathful Sword asked if plans were complete, saying she had followed 2 targets to their base and first planned to offer herself to Chungxing to help the Black Hound fit in, because that had apparently been plan A. Xinling asked if he was really going to the Dark Underground Gang's main spot, warning that the leader had a nightmare-level name and suggesting they tell the association first. Wrathful Sword passed that idea, pointing out the association was full of Dark Underworld group helpers and that contacting them would ruin their cover faster than a weak spot in a dangerous area. Lily suggested clearing out the group that hurt Crystal Beasts and Wrathful Swords, supporting raising their hideout and paying back both the Little One and its king. Chungxing, playing an unsure planner, reminded them they still had no full idea of the enemy's strength and warned against rushing in since the gang held both number and unknown edges. Also, this was supposed to be a look around, not a story end. The Dark Underworld group base had the feel of a scary set. Inside, Razor and Queen Bee sat tied to chairs, but not in the fun kind of way. Queen Bee promised they would get the Holy Sword with another chance, but Razor cut in and said it was already too late since the boss had decided on the end. The boss thought if she truly seemed like someone who punished every miss, meaning they might be spared. Normal fake out. She said to care little about losing the Wrath Holy Sword, then walked over and said disappointment in their work. She followed that with a slash which did not sound like words. Queen Bee asked for mercy, but the boss said they had been followed back and still returned to the main spot like it was a normal day. Now she wanted to see who had dared challenge the Dark Underworld group. Meanwhile, Chungxing's team sneaked into the base. Xinling whispered that this was really the main spot, while Lily said of the silly ease of their progress after only a change of clothes, matching a full hide run. Chungxing said the smoothness of it all, making Wrathful Sword send watch eyes. She said that if anything went wrong, they could start a quick escape. Clearly someone who had studied enough fight parts to prepare for a turn. At the same time, the boss smiled over her prey entering the trap, saying this would unlock the Holy Sword's full power. She planned to take the key and throw the rest, eager to test the sword's true power. The Dark Underworld Group 6-wing officer, Scorpion Lion, gave his okay with the calm of someone who definitely said his attacks out loud. Then she called her little Scorpion and said it was time to start the show. Xinling said that it was the Crystal Beasts caught by the Dark Underworld Group, and Lily said casually that they should not be afraid because she would pull them out of there right away, while Chungxing muttered that he never expected they would grab so many of the Light Fox Demon Clan and lock them up in that place. They had to keep it quiet, or they would alert the enemy right away. But Lily said they could not just leave those 2-tailed ones. He suggested maybe they could have the Wrath Holy Sword send a skill to follow the 2-tails movements, and from there they could find the Dark Underworld group's buyers. And Wrath Holy Sword agreed straight, adding that it might also help them find the little guy's family. Out of nowhere, Scorpion Lion said that the key to the Avalon Holy Sword had been found. Lily turned around fast. She yelled as a surge of dark energy pulled her in without warning. Moments later, she came back to her senses. She was inside the Maid Avalon secret realm. Back at the main spot, the boss suddenly said that the intruders should show her exactly what they were made of. Wrath Holy Sword said sharply that Lily had been taken, but the enemy there was tough, and Fizz said that they had to figure out how to take them down fast and go after Lily. But the boss laughed that they were not going anywhere until they had beaten her first. She focused on Wrath Holy Sword, asking if it was her and teased that she had come right to her door. Wrath Holy Sword said that it was no wonder she could lock on to their spot. She would handle her straight. She threw the matter behind her to the rest. Chungxing asked if there were more enemies hiding, and Xinling answered that according to Black Dog, it had to be that guy. A huge crystal beast burst in front of them. Meanwhile, the boss sneered that they should test whose holy sword was stronger, and Wrath Holy Sword yelled for her to bring it on. She sent her holy sword judgment. She jumped with speed, and the boss met the hit with a solid block. Wrath Holy Sword said that it was her, the one who hurt her people, so she deserved to end. And when the boss calmly asked if these were flames of payback, she found it funny and promised to play along for a while. At the same time, Chungxing turned to Fizz and told her to watch the beast's movements and hit during the wait after its heavy attacks. While Xinling asked if it was a crystal beast acting on its own without a beastmaster's order, Chungxing stared at how that huge thing could move so fast. Fizz said sorry out of breath, saying it was too quick and she could not keep up, while Xinling muttered that her body just would not move. Chungxing froze in fear when the Wrath Holy Sword slammed into the wall with a hard crash. She was badly hurt, groaning low as she sat on the floor. Chungxing realized with a chill that the boss was stronger than any opponent he had ever faced. She stared down at them with a smile carved across her face. Meanwhile, inside the maid Avalon's secret realm, Lily whispered that her master was in danger. She called out to the torrent sword. She said that she had to rush to help her master right away, but Scorpion Lion stepped into view. She warned that if Lily kept moving around like that, she would only make things worse for herself. She blasted her straight toward the platform. Lily asked to know if it was an unseen enemy. Lily groaned in pain, holding her side like every breath hurt more. She muttered that in her current bad state, she could not handle that enemy at all, which made the whole situation a mess. Suddenly, Avalon asked a sharp question, wanting to know if her lord had returned. She saw the torrent sword right away, knowing flashing across her face. She also picked up on the darkness sword's clear presence. Then she sensed the wrath of the holy sword as well, like layered power signs going up all around her. She said that there were actually 3 people here using holy swords, but passed it off casually since her lord had to be among those 3. So pulling all of them in seemed the smartest move. On the other side, the boss said she did not expect any other humans able to handle a holy sword besides herself, while Xinling asked Chengxing, asking if he was really sure about this and warning that humans could not bear the power of the holy sword, so he should not force it. Wrath Holy Sword said flatly that she was the only one who could fight right now, but Chengxing said with calm sureness, claiming he had controlled the power of a holy sword before. The boss smiled, calling it interesting, and suggested they find out just how long he could hold on. Their blades clashed hard, sparks going like pieces of anger. Then, out of nowhere, a golden light burst, filling everything around them in bright shine. Chengxing froze for a bit, completely thrown off by it. Meanwhile, the boss asked in a low tone if the key worked. The 2 of them were taken by the shining light and pulled away in an instant. A few moments later, Chengxing came to, waking up inside what looked like the maid Avalon secret realm. He asked out loud where this place even was, looking at the unknown surroundings. He realized with surprise that every single hurt on his body had completely healed. While Lily leaned in, asking if he was okay. He gave her a confused look, asking why she was there too. Elsewhere, the boss said, wow, that this was the strongest sword, and said she had finally found its true form. Avalon's reaction started alongside hers, energy going through her presence. She said that knowing had been given, and asked the question of who exactly was the true child of the Dragon Emperor. Her gaze then dropped to the boss's chest, and a little puff of steam came out of her nose. She mumbled that she remembered how his previous master had shown the exact same kind of generous, open mind. Out of nowhere, Lily changed, her light surging with force. Avalon right away said that she could sense a strangely known scent on her. Lily said back that this was exactly why she said she was closer to being the Golden Dragon, but Avalon passed it entirely, saying it did not matter since she had already chosen that lady as her master. The boss laughed that it seemed the holy sword did not like the little girl much, and Lily said back, asking what she just said. Avalon easily added that innocent girls were nice, sure, but mature big sisters had a deeper charm, while Chengxing quietly grumbled that the so-called sword in the stone was basically just a pervy old man. He then muttered to himself, wondering if the strongest holy sword actually chose its user based on looks. Avalon perked up suddenly, asking if there was another man around. She made it clear she was not like the other holy swords at all, bragging that she stood on equal ground with the Golden Dragon Emperor and had no reason to stay loyal to the Golden Dragon clan. So, she would choose whoever she pleased. Chengxing decided to turn the situation around, saying that if they could not win in single quality, they would win through numbers. He spoke to Avalon directly, teasing that he had picked up some nice items over there. If the strongest holy sword chose his Lily, she could also enjoy playing around with those pretty sisters. Avalon's eyes lit up right away, a spark of want delight going through them. She practically drooled as she thought what that would look like. She said that such a thing would be nothing less than a paradise of fun and girls. Avalon said casually that Chengxing was a good boy, saying that the more she sees him, the more she likes him, and the boss teased her sharply, asking if she was perhaps planning to choose her as her master for her body. She said sorry awkwardly and said she had already made that choice. The boss said that if he dared to make fun of her, then he deserved to end it. Avalon challenged her straight for daring to attack her. The boss teased, asking if she was even able to hit the darkness holy sword. All of a sudden, her chest padding dropped to the ground. The size of her chest shrank a lot before everyone's eyes. Avalon, half amused, asked if she dared to make fun of her. She said back that she had no right to use her power and should get lost right away. The boss was thrown backward and hit hard against the secret realm's edge. She yelled mad that she did not accept this result. Avalon said that it had been a clean, exact hit, just as expected of her, the Holy Sword of Avalon. She officially knew Lily as her short-time master, and Lily proudly said that it was the power of the strongest holy sword. She grabbed the handle and a rush of powerful energy went wild through her. She cried out that all the power of the holy sword was flooding into her body. A big explosion went off and the holy sword was blasted away, sticking into the ground. Chengxing pointed out lightly that Lily's clothes were torn. She checked worried if her outfit was ripped. and Avalon said that while it was a nice sight, he did not expect his master to be at such a low level. She complained she could not control her strength at all, and asked Chengxing about why he did not level up his crystal beasts. Chengxing asked if she was truly the strongest holy sword, while Lily asked if she could take a human form, and she explained that she was a special being, completely different from Torrent or the others. Although being called the strongest holy sword sounded good, she said her name was Avalon, and told Chengxing to take her to meet those other beautiful ladies. He thought wryly that he had never imagined such a look could hide a pervy old man. He muttered that he would have to start leveling up Lily and the others. While Avalon said slightly that Lily did not look it, but she was actually quite well built, and Lily said that she should not stare at her like that. The holy sword Avalon officially joined the team, and she quietly wished that royal blood would last until the day she could truly calm her. Meanwhile, the boss was thrown back to her headquarters. She cursed hard, promising never to forgive that gross, pervy sword. Suddenly, Scorpion Lion rushed in, worried, saying trouble because a team of men in black suits had stormed in, meaning the base had fallen and they had to escape. The boss asked news about Razor, the Queen Bee, and the others, and Scorpion Lion explained she had used her hide skill to sneak the Queen Bee out. But the rest were caught. The boss cursed again, and Scorpion Lion said that as long as they were alive, they still had a chance to come back if they avoided capture. But the boss said back sharply that she was too simple, explaining the Dark Group's deals involved powerful people from the top levels. After the fall of their group, just being had become a direct danger to those above. Suddenly, the Darkness Holy Sword changed into a new form. She calmed the boss not to worry, promising to protect her as they had said before. Meanwhile, deep under the Dark Group's center base, Fizz said that Chengxing had vanished and asked if they were supposed to stay put forever. And Xinling calmed her, saying she had turned on the tracker she carried so someone would save them soon. Out of nowhere, a man's voice reached Xinling, quickly asking if she was okay and promising to save her right away. Another voice said desperate, saying he could not live without her. Evening came and the city shone under the bright lights of tall buildings. Inside the Jiang family study, Zhangkai asked why the last shipment was late, and his helper explained that the group of illegal hunters they had worked with for years, the Dark Group, had been caught. Zhang Kai, the Zhang family's second son, coldly asked who was behind it. The helper said that their own men had handled it because the hunters took Xinling, leaving them no choice. Zhang Kai said coolly that it was interesting. He asked pointedly if his overkept and silly little sister had gotten herself mixed up with a dark group, and the helper explained that a man had taken her to the group's main spot, so he thought it was his doing. Zhang Kai slowly took off his glasses. He told the assistant that he knew exactly how to deal with anyone who dared to get in his way, and the assistant said yes with a quiet, okay. Vegas was wagging her tail with lots of energy. Avalon said that she was so incredibly happy. She was hugging Fizz tightly while Vegas gave her food with surprising excitement. Luna asked Chengxing if he was also going after such a little girl, and when he asked her if her big brother was that kind of person, he explained it was because that girl mattered to Lily. Avalon suddenly teased him, wondering if that beautiful young lady was also coming over to cuddle with her, and he grumbled inside that she did not seem like a little girl at all, as her actions screamed that of a shameless, pervy old man. He pointed out that Luna was clearly not a humanoid beast, and when he asked her if holy swords were also into humans, she casually said that she was only drawn to beauty and did not care about race. The knight chosen by the Wrath Holy Sword turned out to be pretty good, and she expressed her satisfaction, making Bejas thank her gratefully. Chengxing and Lily recalled their shared dream, and when he brought up Avalon's mention of the knights, Lily said that searching for the 12 knights was also mentioned in that dream. Avalon asked if they seriously did not know what was meant by the 12 knights, and Chengxing asked her if it had anything to do with the Holy Sword race. Avalon smoothly changed herself back into her sword form. The Wrath Holy Sword then came out dramatically from the Bejas. Avalon explained that those crystal beasts chosen by the Holy Sword race and tasked with protecting the Dragon King were honorably called knights. The 12 knights they had mentioned were the beasts chosen by the 12 holy swords. These knights could use the power of the Holy Sword race to make themselves stronger, and they carried the heavy job of guarding the new king of the crystal beasts. Lily asked if that meant she had been chosen as a knight by the Torrent Sword since she could use its power. Chengxing asked why both he and the Dark Group's leader could use the Holy Sword's power, and Luna complained that she had no idea what any of them were talking about. Avalon muttered that it was annoying, saying that if they were going to ask, they should at least ask one question at a time. Moments later, Chengxing went over to the training center. He greeted the receptionist and said that he wanted to run a practice fight to level up his crystal beast, and she said cheerfully that she would process it right away. He thought that he had never imagined Lily, a royal descendant, could freely command the Holy Sword's power, while the 12 knights could only draw strength from one. The strange fact that humans could use the Holy Sword's power. Avalon herself was not even sure about that. A little later, he stepped into the fight arena. A crystal beast was set for him to practice with. He thought about how the Torrent Sword accepted Fizz, but since she could not control its power yet, she absolutely needed to grow to knight level first. He told Fizz to stay motivated and aim to become the Torrent Sword's rightful new master. During their training, he did not notice a man quietly watching them from the audience stand. The man muttered darkly that anyone going against the base for human survival must go away for good. Meanwhile, Chung-Sing told Fizz to end the fight with her poison fangs. Suddenly, the device locked around the crystal beast's neck broke. Razor-sharp crystals tore out from its body in a hard surge. Chung-Sing asked to know what was happening. The crystal beast yelled loud. It grabbed Fizz and threw her high into the air. Chung-Sing's chest got tight with worry for her. He yelled for her to watch out. The crystal beast jumped straight at them. It hit hard against the barrier the torrent sword had made. Chung-Sing groaned through the pain as they were slammed against the wall. The man smiled meanly, thinking those who cleared out the dark group would be strong, but they turned out to be easy to handle. Fizz said firmly that she would protect her master, but Chung-Sing said she should not push herself too far. She needed to leave this fight to him for now. Chung-Sing sent the torrent rushing stream with a sharp surge of power. He blasted the crystal beast flying across the arena. But then more crystal beasts came out from the shadows surrounding them. He got stiff in surprise. The man muttered that he did not expect the kid to have such a hidden move. But luckily, their second young master had warned them to stay careful, and with that plan, failure was impossible. Fizz said that if he wanted to hurt her master, he would have to get through her first. While Chung-Sing asked Torrent Sword if she could make a secret space like Wrath Holy Sword and told her to build it to get them out. Torrent Sword said that to open a secret space, she must work with a night-level crystal beast. And even if she had a body, she still could not manage it alone. Fizz suddenly grabbed the Torrent Sword, her grip tight. She said that Torrent Sword should let her handle the fight because if she grew to the night level, she could open the secret space and save her master. And Chung-Sing said that it made sense since the goal of coming here was to level up anyway. He recalled when he once asked Avalon if crystal beasts needed a special start to grow to the night level beyond fight experience. And she said yes, since the soldier level was the growth limit for most. And only those who survived close call fights went through rare growths. That little snake liked him so much that if he faced real danger, maybe it would wake her fighting spirit and force the growth. He clenched his jaw, deciding to risk everything and put his life on the line for Fizz to grow. He spoke to her directly, telling her to use the Torrent Sword to block and prepare her poison mist. She right away got into position without pause. She sent her poison mist in a sweeping burst. He noted quickly that his body had already built protection against her poison, but then his eyes got wide when he realized the crystal beasts were completely unharmed. He cursed inside, realizing her poison had no effect on them at all. The crystal beasts dug their claws into the ground, using it to gain push force. Fizz got upset, thinking hard that they really would not leave them alone. But since they had come this far with torrent swords, she should be able to break through. If things went on, her master would be in danger, so she needed to get stronger. The crystal beasts jumped forward in a together charge. Chung-Sing told Fizz to grow now, she shouted back toward him. Suddenly, water burst into the arena like a surging wave. Fizz grew a pair of legs, then slammed the crystal beasts away with strong water currents. Chung-Sing said that it was her grown form. She had become a night-level crystal beast. He then noticed how the crystal beasts suddenly turned wild, wondering if it was caused by the electric currents in their collars. They all rushed to Fizz at once. She stood calm, swinging her sword in a sweeping arc. She then turned on her torrential change. The serpent she called hit the crystal beasts hard. She followed up with her corrupting crimson serpent in a strong hit. She landed on the ground but stumbled, losing balance. She looked at Chung-Sing and muttered that her legs felt strange. Suddenly, a police officer asked to know who dared to use untamed crystal beasts for a test and told all departments to be on alert and prepare to catch the wild beasts. To which the response came sharp and together. But then she quickly asked if all the wild beasts had already been taken down. Out of nowhere, Kei Yang said that it was a disaster. They said sorry a lot, saying their carelessness put him in danger. And Shanking said coldly that this was the second time already, remembering the previous attack with wild crystal beasts. He figured those wild beasts were probably linked to something deeper inside the Crystal Beast Tamers Association. After all, he had heard rumors that some members were in touch with the Dark Group. She cut him off, saying first on getting his hurts checked since there were things better left unsaid there. Meanwhile, the man clenched his teeth, thinking that Chung-Sing was proving far too hard. It seemed he would have to pull out his most hidden cards. Fizz was at Kei Yang's office, and her crystal beast kept acting all curious about her, poking around with restless interest. Fizz complained that she really should not do that because it tickles way too much. Ko-Yang said that she never expected Chung-Sing to have managed to tame another humanoid crystal beast, but he asked her, asking if she did not bring him there just to say that. She said of course not, and as she asked whether he had told anyone else about the Dark Group's helpers inside the Crystal Beast Tamers Association, he said he had not. She then asked further, asking if he was the mysterious figure rumored to have cleared out the Dark Group. He challenged her, asking how she figured out it was him, and she explained that the 5 tails that attacked him had been saved from the Dark Group and had not yet been tamed by the association. which meant they could not have been used as training partners under normal rules. That incident had clearly been set up, and if it was not because he knew about the helpers, then the only other reason could have been his link to the dark group's end. He frowned and asked about the 5 tails, saying if it was not a 2 tails they had taken. She said that it had been grown using a science item made by the Foundation for Human Survival, a dangerous tool able to force grow a crystal beast at the cost of cutting its life short, even though it had already been banned from the market. He asked her about this Foundation for Human Survival, and she explained that it was formed by important people from different areas to fight the crystal beast invasion. And once humans became tamers who could live with them, the Foundation changed its focus toward making new ways to use their power. However, she said that within the Foundation, there were extreme groups that had from the start seen all crystal beasts as a direct danger to humanity. He asked straight if she was saying that the Foundation for Human Survival was linked to the dark group. She shushed him quickly and warned that some things were better left unsaid, telling him to stay away from the Tamers Association for now. She told him that she had a job for him and that he needed to head to the Gangmu rainforest. He said no, saying that he had not done anything wrong and asking why he should have to hide from anyone. But she agreed he was right. Even so, she warned that there were people moving against him from the shadows, and even if he did not care about his own safety, he should at least think about those around him and his crystal beast friends. She calmed him that while he was away, she would handle the check personally. Suddenly, Fizz sat up, saying she did not want to stay there any longer, telling them to get going quickly. Ke-yang casually said that the round-trip tickets and stay were already fully paid with the card, so he should just enjoy himself. Meanwhile, inside the Jiang family study, the man asked that Jiang Kai give him another chance, promising he never expected that boy to use a holy sword. But Jiang Kai coldly warned that his miss could show his name, leaving him no choice but to tell him to go away. He promised that the man's family would get a big sum of money so he would go without fighting. The man asked him to wait, but he was taken out right away, his red stuff splattering hard across the study's walls. Jiang Kai muttered that his sister truly had a special link with that guy, but thanks to her, he had been able to follow that subject's moves. He quietly wondered what kind of face his sister would make when she learned about his end. And that's the end of this episode. Like and subscribe for the next part.